Hey, it's Alex Trinity Roofing and Construction. I'm out here at Woodside Drive out here in Arlington, November 3rd, about 9:40, 9:45 in the morning time. Hey, I believe I found some possibilities on where I think the leaks are coming in. I'm going to show you exactly what I found so you can be fully aware of what it is. The good thing with these is this is pretty much a lifetime roof that we had talked about. I mean, it's a stone-coated steel. It lasts forever. But it does have possibilities if there are issues with the sealant and cracks and crevices and all that stuff where it can possibly run down. And I want to show you what I found, okay? So this is that PVC pipe that we saw that I said was probably the first thing I noticed. As you can see, this lead pipe right here, it's supposed to come up and over and wrap down inside so that when the water drains, it just runs down into the sewage drain and everything like that. And you can see that there is a hole. Basically, there's a PVC, and then this is connected to the decking with flashing that sticks out about 4 to 6 inches. So when it does rain, there has to be drops of water that are running down between that PVC and that lead pipe. This one up here is possibly one of the ones that the other guy told you about. Same thing, it's just because these squirrels are chewing on the lead of it. Their teeth never stop growing. So that's one of the big things that they really chew on is gonna be this lead, this soft metal. You can see the teeth marks right there. That's what it is. And then they're just chewing through this. And again, that's just another hole for when it does rain. It just runs down the PVC, flashing and everything at the bottom part of this lead pipe stops at the decking, but the PVC continues through the roof and down into the attic. This one over here is still doing the same thing. So you can see that it does have most of the top part of it that kind of folded into it, but you can see where they are starting to chew on the holes as well. It's just because you have these trees right here where squirrels obviously run, they jump on the roof. And again, they're just trying to keep their teeth from gnawing down and not growing too long. That big metal pipe that we saw where there was some water drippage coming in, this is going to be one of your hot pipes, probably for your water heater, I'm assuming, since we saw the HVAC unit and this ran down past the attic studs and the floor. But right here you can see that this boot, again, same thing as those lead pipe covers. They have flashing that terminates right there at the decking. It sticks out 4 to 6 inches on either side. There are some areas around there where the sealant is having issues. You know, as long as they use a good silicone sealant, how this is applied is they put on the silicone sealant and then they push the granules up against it so that it blends in nice and creates kind of like a barrier. But the main thing why I think that the water is coming in inside is because of right here. This is supposed to have some kind of a rain collar where it slides down on top of this pipe and sits on top of the boot, and then you seal that. It flares out about 1 inch to 1.5 inches on that side. But since you don't have that and the sealant is wearing away on this is just when it rains pretty hard. This is a very common thing where you see that the water is just dripping in because this boot, again, terminates at the decking and then this pipe runs all the way through. So that's where your water is getting in. Over here, right here is also one of your hot pipes as well. I think this is for the HVAC unit, I believe, just because of where I can feel the heat coming off. But either way, same thing, except for right here where these sit up so high, you can see that there is a large crevice right there where the sealant has worn away. Most likely it's just because there wasn't, the sealant didn't have enough something to actually adhere to. And if you can see, that probably is, I don't know, 2 to 3 inches up above right there, so it can just run down but below. But again, just a possibility of where leaks can be getting in. But I don't think it's necessarily tied to the leaks that we're seeing at the bottom. I'm just trying to point out everything that I can see for you so you're kind of fully aware of what's going on up here. Now, when it comes to the chimney, man, I think that this is a pretty big possibility, right? You've got the front flashing right here where it terminates. I don't know if they put actual wall flashing underneath, but either way, that sealant is starting to wear off in this area. And the sealant is supposed to be still maintained. The shingles and the tiles may last forever, but the sealant, unfortunately, still does have to have maintenance over the years. And that's what's happening here is it's starting to separate due to the thermal shocking that we have where it's hot, cold, hot, cold. It's just making the sealant and the expansion ratio on it. It's starting to kind of deteriorate and separate. And then that is a possibility where water can get in, run down below all these tiles right here and end up down there at a place where it kind of terminates. There are also areas like This right here, same thing. You know, this needs to really be a little bit tighter. This wall flashing, I mean, so this step flashing right here, it's what they call a wall flashing, at least what they're used here. You know, this sits behind the actual tiles that run up against it, and then, but there, I don't know what's below it right here, but I don't think there's much. So when you get those hard driven rains, it can go down and then run down the rafters. Same thing here, needs to be a little bit more flush with the brick. Right here, there's a hole in the mortar right there, right above that. You can see that they have valley metal right here, which is called a W valley, which is good, like it's supposed to. But then just this whole conjunction of stuff right here, you can see the valley metal, and you can see the wall flashing, and then you can see that. I don't know what's underneath necessarily right there, but it is some pretty big holes that are happening. And I think that's where you're seeing some staining that's happening along the framing of the chimney. Same thing over here. You can see the sealant is deteriorating, and they definitely didn't use the correct sealant on this white stuff. It definitely needs to be something a little bit more. I don't think that is a true silicone sealant. But you can see that again, it's really starting to have a crevice. You know, you've got the wall flashing that runs up. You've got, the valley metal. You've got the wall flashing behind it. But down inside of there, I don't know exactly what's going on. There's just a whole bunch of stuff folded up together. Same thing here, here, and here. I mean, these are all possibilities of where the water could be coming in. And why I wanted to point that out is because, you know, right above this chimney is where that leak came down and terminated, and it's somewhere, you know, in this area right here. Now, all of these tiles do have a little lip that sticks up behind it. It rests on top of that, so it kind of like a double layer, like a stair-step fashion. There are a couple areas down here where, you know, the nails are poking out a little bit. There's one up here where this is really starting to come out as well. Maybe small possibilities, but again, you do have that second layer of protection where the tile underneath sticks up as well. These are just meant to hold into each other. So what I'm gonna get down and explain it to you, show you everything that I saw. I did check both of those pipes and that turbine over there. They seem to be doing good. I didn't see any issues with those necessarily, but everything else in this general direction has got some stuff that we need to take a look at. So I'll get down and we'll show this to you. We'll talk about it.